everyone. Today I want to give you an update on my carnivore journey. It's been just over 2 months that I've been on the carnivore diet, and it's really highlighted a number of things for me. So today I want to cover 4 things, and that is weight loss, hidradenitis suppurativa, anxiety, and emotional eating. Okay, where do I start? So weight loss, I've now lost 12 pounds. Since January this year, I had gained almost 15 pounds. To be exact, I've gained 13 pounds. So I'm almost down to the same weight that I was in January, which is really exciting for me because earlier this year, every time I was getting on the scale, I was just seeing the numbers increase, and that was really scary. And now it's kind of the opposite. So I am exactly 1 pound away from my original weight in January. And I still would like to lose another 10 pounds. So yeah, I'm excited about the weight loss. And secondly, I want to talk about the hidradenitis suppurativa. It's been, I was hoping that things would clear up a lot in that area with the inflammation. I've had a lot more flare-ups on this diet, but however, it's not the diet's fault. It's not the carnivore diet. This is what happened. In the first 2 weeks that I started the diet, though it was hard, I had a lot of fatigue and I was tired and weak. I couldn't go to the gym. I didn't have any sugar cravings, which was nice for me because I was worried about that. I wasn't craving sugar or anything like that, and I was able to get through those 2 weeks fairly easily. But when I went back to work and I wasn't cooking my own meals, I was eating from the cafeteria at work. And so first of all, they're not cooking the food in animal fats like ghee or tallow or whatever. They're cooking it in the worst possible oil, which is canola oil. Terrible. And then secondly, let's say I choose whatever's available that day. Let's say there's like chicken wings and there's a sauce on the chicken wings. Let's say it's a barbecue sauce. So that barbecue sauce has sugar on it, right? So I'm not trying to like dish up extra sauce, but like the sauce that's on there that I can't get off, it has sugar on it. And so I've noticed that my sugar cravings have now really like gotten out of hand, and I find myself craving for sugar, craving for carbs. And I also, in terms of the HS, the hidradenitis suppurativa, the flare-ups are becoming crazy. Like now, before I started the carnivore diet, I was on, I immediately was able to make the connection between eating dairy and the HS flare-ups. Because one day I was in the office kitchen, and now our office has a bunch of just terrible foods all over, all day, all around us. Pastries, chocolates, you name it, it's all there. And the one day I was standing in the kitchen and I was, putting Lindt balls in my mouth, the Lindt chocolate balls. And as I was, one was melting in my mouth, at the very same time, I could feel a boil literally growing on my leg. It happened that quickly. Like the thing was still in my mouth and I could feel the boil growing, and I was like, oh my god, dairy, like I cannot eat dairy. This is what the problem is. And so before even going on the carnivore diet, I was able to give up or limit my dairy, which really helped slow down the hidradenitis flare-ups. But I wasn't able to immediately make the connection between any sugar, and HS. But on this diet, it is becoming very apparent that any sugar I intake causes massive outbreaks that last for days. So if I'm have a moment of weakness and have any kind of sugar, whether it's in a sauce or in whatever form, I will suffer. Like for 1 second of pleasure, I will suffer for days, if not weeks, with a flare-up. So in that sense, this diet has brought to light that connection between the sugar and the HAS. I already knew the dairy part, and I'm still struggling to completely cut everything out. I'm 90% carnivore, but there are times where I'm getting sugar cravings because I'm eating at work, and I should actually just be cooking at home and bringing my food to work. Another thing that the carnivore diet has highlighted for me is my relationship with food and how I use food for comfort. Emotional eating, my goodness. So before the carnivore diet, I used to come home after work, and instead of eating like a real meal for dinner, I would indulge in like sweet things or junk food, because it just made me feel better, because I was coming home and maybe, coming home to nothing and no one, lonely, and I wanted to come home to something sweet. I don't mean sweet as in like the taste sweet, but something that made me feel good. And so I was coming home to then, the real sweets, which made me feel good. And so now, like being on this diet and with eating the crap at work, and now it's increased my sugar cravings. So it's also highlighted just how much I've used in the past, used to eat emotionally or indulge in emotional eating. So that's something I need to work on. It's like I need to treat myself. It's like almost like the food is like a treat or a luxury, or it's almost like I need to treat myself with something, with food. And I found this ice cream, it's called Rebel ice cream, and the labeling says like it's almost, I think it's like 0 sugar, maybe like 1 gram net carbs for depending on the flavor. And so they don't put sugar in it, but they put sugar alcohols. And I've never heard about sugar alcohols until I've been, reading labels now recently. And so I thought, okay, well, let me try this. I don't know what sugar alcohol is, and so I've been doing a bit of research. I still actually don't know what the hell that is, but also this packaging on this Rebel ice cream, it's like keto friendly, no lactose, which is good for me, and it still includes fat. There's still fat in there, so it's like, oh wow, this sounds amazing. But the problem is I get flare-ups. The sugar alcohols are flaring me up still, and so I can't eat that, even though like I have cravings, and then I tend to want to go to the store and get a pint of Rebel ice cream. It's no good. It's no good. What else? So yeah, we spoke about the crave. Okay, also with the cravings, like I find myself like walking in Home Goods, and why am I walking down the aisles that have the nicely packaged like food products, that you don't find in like the Giants or Trader Joe's? They have their own kind of like brands, international brands and things like that. And I am just a sucker for like beautifully packaged products. I'm looking at the sour worms, and I'm like walking past these products and saying, oh look, I can't have that anymore, I can't eat that anymore, I can't eat that anymore. But like the packaging is calling to me. Or I'll walk in Whole Foods past the dessert section, and that was my favorite section in Whole Foods because my favorite dessert is tres leches. It has 3 different types of milk in it, something I should not be eating, but I used to still indulge in it. And I walk past there and I just like drool. But yes, I luckily I didn't buy anything from Home Goods or Whole Foods in terms of the wrong things to buy from there. But definitely my cravings are there, so I think I need to cut out the food at work that has all these bad oils and sugar. And sometimes maybe it's not barbecue sauce, but it's like cooked in a tomato gravy with onion or whatever, so that's vegetable stuff that I shouldn't be eating either. So the level of anxiety that I used to feel before the carnivore diet, that has come down quite a lot. I feel a lot calmer. I do still, before the carnivore diet, I always had this tension in my body, this ever-present tension. If I ever became aware of the muscles in my body, they were always just tense. Like I was always just tense and wound up. And I still do have a bit of that, but I'm able to calm myself down much easier, and I am in general a lot calmer. I used to have a lot of road rage. I'm very embarrassed to admit this, but I have like sometimes uncontrollable road rage, and just getting in a car just gets me highly strung. But recently on this diet, I'm just so much calmer. I drive slower. I'm more forgiving on the roads, and I'm just consciously able to like take it down a notch or 2 or 3 quite a bit. So that is definitely something that I am enjoying. Even though sometimes I fall, I don't fall too far off the diet. Maybe like I'll have a cracker when I'm like a cracker or something that I shouldn't be having. I haven't fallen too far, but I don't think I will ever go back to eating the way that I used to. So this is definitely a sustainable diet for me, and I'm really enjoying it. So just wanted to give you that update, and look forward to hearing from you guys. Any comments, thoughts, ideas,